Kilo Bravo 2, Kilo Delta Yankee.
Kilo Delta Yankee, is that Roger?
Kilo Delta Yankee, is that Roger? Roger, Roger.
Okay, and what's the name there?
My name is Barney, Bravo Alpha Romeo, November Echo Yankee.
Roger, Barney, and what radio are you running?
Roger, Barney, and what radio are you running? FT-891. I spent quite a bit of time with you on this last week and we got nowhere, but I figured out.
Roger, I have somebody that has just got to tune up on the frequency. Are you, Barney, geographically in Two-Land?
Are you, Barney, geographically in Two-Land? Yes, I am. I'm about 20 miles northeast of Albany, New York, the capital.
Yes, sir. Okay. First off, your audio seems to be pretty hot. I would double check that your compressor is on at a 3 and that your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3 as you check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with mic gain in hand to adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3. Not nice to tune up on an active frequency. What can I say?
Okay, did this help my signal at all?
Looking pretty good. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system?
Looking pretty good. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system? Okay, the antenna I'm running right now is a Hustler 4-band ground-mounted vertical that came with my first used radio I bought 20 years ago. It's still holding on well.
Oh, my goodness, somebody loves to tune up. You sound still hot, sir. I would double-check compressor on at a 3, and then go to your ALC, and as you speak rapidly, 100, 200, 300, so you can get the ALC meter up to see what it's doing. Adjust it for mid-scale to 2/3. It seems like you might still be hot on your ALC or somewhere. Your level seems to be hot.
Or somewhere. Your level seems to be hot. Has this helped it at all? I'm playing with the mic gain right now. The processor's set at 2. I brought the mic gain down to 15.
Yeah, leave your processor at 3. Processor on at a 3. And let me hear you. Why don't you give me what you like best about your radio? About 10 seconds worth.
What you like best about your radio? About 10 seconds worth. Okay, this is well, yeah, hang on, yeah, I brought the processor up to 3, and the radio works well. The only unfortunate thing is when I make all these adjustments, I can't see the ALC, so I have to make the adjustment and go back and look at the ALC when I'm done.
Is that right? Okay, well, go ahead then. Let's go ahead and look at your ALC and see how close you are. Sound like you're still. What's your mic gain right now?
How close you are? Sound like you're still. What's your mic gain right now? My mic gain right now is set at 15.
All right, put it on 10 and let me hear you.
Put it on 10 and let me hear you. Okay, here's the mic gain set at 10.
All right, now what I want you to do is back off that mic about 4 inches. I want you not to be closer than 4 inches working that mic, Roger. What mic are you running?
4 inches working that mic, Roger. What mic are you running? It's a boom headset I bought online from a local fellow here in New York that makes them. It has no particular brand name. It's just something he makes and sells. Got good reviews on eHam, so I know if this has helped at all.
All right, so best thing to do on that headset is move that boom mic straight out as far as you can get it, and then at the last minute make a 90. Straight out as far as you can get it, and then make a 90. Roger?
Straight out as far as you can get it, and then make a 90. Roger? Okay, I've done that. Has that helped at all? It doesn't actually come out to the front of my mouth.
Roger, it's just a short boom, Roger?
Roger, it's just a short boom, Roger?
Yes, it is.
All right, do you know where your EQ is on that radio? Well, maybe if we get some top end going there, things might start to gel. Go to your EQ and crank in 3 clicks treble boost from wherever you are.
In 3 clicks treble boost from wherever you are.
It'll take just a second.
That's all right, sir.
That's all right, sir.
You wanted me to bring the top end up a little bit, is that correct?
Yes, 3 clicks boost treble EQ from wherever you are.
Yes, 3 clicks boost treble EQ from wherever you are.
I've boosted it up. Hang on, I'm going to try something else. I got 3 adjustments for each, for high, medium, and low. I got one more thing I'll try here.
Are you saying you have a parametric 3-band EQ?
Is this,
you saying you have a parametric 3-band EQ?
Sorry, we doubled. You have a parametric 3-band EQ, is that what you're saying?
We doubled. You have a parametric 3-band EQ, is that what you're saying?
Correct.
All right, leave the shapes alone, and let's just do the pushes and minuses. Leave the parametric curve alone, and we'll just do the push. So +3 on your treble EQ from wherever you are.
So +3 on your treble EQ from wherever you are.
Okay, here's the problem. I'm not sure what you're looking for or what this radio is telling me. I have 3 adjustments for the high end. I have the EQ frequency, I have the EQ level, which I believe is in dBs, and I have the EQ bandwidth.
Yes, sir. We're talking about level. We're talking about the level right at the moment. So we want that treble EQ boosted 3 clicks additional from wherever you are. If you've done that, fine. If not, go ahead.
Oh, from wherever you are. If you've done that, fine. If not, go ahead.
Okay, I've brought it up 3 clicks.
All right. Now, you want your mid-range flat. The treble EQ, your mid-range should be flat. Mid-range flat, plus or minus nothing. Flat, Roger?
Range flat, plus or minus nothing. Flat, Roger?
Okay, the settings I have for the mid-range are 1300, 5 dB, and the bandwidth at 10. Where do you want to go?
I want to go to 0. I want you to roll that mid-range EQ back to flat.
That mid-range EQ back to flat.
Level back to flat.
Level back to flat.
Okay, there's back to 0 on the EQ.
On the mid-range, Roger?
On the mid-range, Roger?
Correct, at 1300.
Yes, sir, good. All right, now go to your bass EQ, roll 3 clicks roll on your bass EQ, -3 clicks roll bass EQ from where you are.
3 clicks roll bass EQ from where you are.
Okay, go at the bass down 3 clicks.
Good. Now I want you to go back to your ALC and double check your ALC level from mid-scale to 2/3. Again, as you speak fairly rapidly. Oh, you can't do that. Pull your, what's your mic gain?
What's your mic gain?
Actually, I'm looking at my ALC right now, and I'm half, maybe pushing 2/3 a little bit at all the settings we've just made.
Right, it's still hot, so you need to pull your mic level down. Leave your compressor at 3, but pull your mic level down. Just 7, I guess.
3, but pull your mic level down. Just 7, I guess.
There's my mic gain set to 6.
All right, so pull it up to 8.
All right, so pull it up to 8.
Okay, I brought it up to 8 right now.
All right, now I want you to move 1 inch, 2 inches further away from mic than where you are. 2 inches back from that mic from where you are.
2 inches back from that mic from where you are.
Okay, the mic is basically on the side of my face. I've moved it a couple inches out.
That's right. All right. So do we still have a lot of treble EQ to go, right?
We still have a lot of treble EQ to go, right?
I'm pretty sure there is, yes. For the high end, I'm pretty sure.
All right, once you add 3 more clicks treble boost from where you are, plus 3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are.
Plus 3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are.
Coming up.
And that's level. That's not the shape or anything of the treble EQ. It's just the plus level control.
Or anything of the treble EQ. It's just the plus level control.
Okay, you wanted the EQ level up 3 clicks. There we go.
The treble EQ up 3 clicks, Roger.
The treble EQ up 3 clicks, Roger.
I brought it up 3 clicks.
Oh, good. Now, why don't you tell me the things you like best about your radio? Let me hear you.
Why don't you tell me the things you like best about your radio? Let me hear you.
Right about now, I'm running out of things I like best about my radio. I don't know what else to say. Let me know what...
Right. I am on the Arlington SDR receiver, and the Arlington SDR receiver is the only full-frequency SDR receiver that I've run across. It's good down to 100 cycles. So I'm hearing you as well in Arlington as I would on my local receiver. And you're a very broad spectrum now. I was just looking for a little more edge at the top, but you have a nice broad spectrum of audio curve. Roger?
You have a nice broad spectrum of audio curve. Roger?
Okay, that sounds like good news. Way ahead of where we were.
Yeah, and let's see, how much treble EQ do you have left? What is your boost, and where are you, and how much do you have left on treble EQ?
What is your boost, and where are you, and how much do you have left on treble EQ?
The level's at 3. I can bring that up to... I can bring it up to 10. Here's all the way up as far as we'll go. I'm guessing that's probably a bit much.
No, it sounds pretty good. You're at 10 plus 10 treble EQ boost?
No, it sounds pretty good. You're at 10 plus 10 treble EQ boost?
EQ level is 10. The bandwidth... Oh, wait a minute. That's EQ 2. We're looking for treble, aren't we?
Yes, sir. Got to keep these straight now, otherwise we'll be in a big mess. Treble mid-range EQ should always be flat. Your mid-range frequency should always be flat, because the whole EQ is designed for a balance, striking a balance between the top to the mid-range and striking a balance from the bottom to the mid-range. And if you push the mid-range, then it's so much harder for the top and bottom to strike a balance.
Mid-range, then it's so much harder for the top and bottom to strike a balance.
Okay, the high, we've got the EQ level on the high end is all the way up as far as we'll go. It's at a 10. The bandwidth is set at 8.
Sounding good. Now, do you happen to have a radio story for me? About a 2-minute or so radio story?
Happen to have a radio story for me? About a 2-minute or so radio story?
Sure, I can give you a story. I started out my ham career in high school. I took my novice exam from my shop teacher that I had back then. I passed that. Unfortunately, they were 1-year non-renewable. And right about then in high school, they invented women, and that was the end of my ham radio career for a while. About 20 years ago, 1990, a buddy of mine called up and said the local community college was giving a ham radio course. Did I want to go? I said, certainly. I missed it. So away we went, and I've started all over again. I've made it up to general. And And there's my story.
And you're going to stick to it. All right. On your EQ, why don't you roll your bass EQ one more click down. Bass EQ minus one click from where it is.
Bass EQ minus one click from where it is.
Okay, I brought the bass down to a 1. It's set at 1 right now. I can go to 0.
Now that's you're talking. It's a +1 boost bass.
You're talking. It's a +1 boost bass.
Yes, it's +1 right now. Yes.
Yeah, I would bring that to flat. You still have a nice curve. You could afford that. From time to time, you kind of get a little heavy on the bottom end. So if you roll that bass one more click from where it was, then I think that'll take care of that.
I've got the bass set at 0. I can't go negative on the bass setting.
You can't?
You can't?
I can go negative on the bass settings, yes. It'll let me. You want to try a little negative?
I would rather go, let's see, so your mid-range EQ is flat. Is that a Roger?
So your mid-range EQ is flat. Is that a Roger?
The mid-range is set at 1300. The bandwidth level is 3, and the dB is 3, and the bandwidth is 6. I can lower the dB. I can lower it.
Yeah, we want to be flat on that mid-range. You got to be flat on the mid-range, Roger.
Be flat on that mid-range. You got to be flat on the mid-range, Roger.
Okay, I set the mid-range at 0.
Alrighty, and go ahead and take that treble EQ all the way up, full boost on your treble EQ, trying to get you a little edge on your mic there. And the problem is, see, you're so close to that mic that you're getting a lot of bottom boost, and we want a little more top end. So I want to get the top end, and then we may go back and trim some of the bottom. But right now, go ahead and full boost on your treble EQ.
Some of the bottom, but right now, go ahead and full boost on your treble EQ.
The level is at 10. That's as far as it will go. The bandwidth's at 8.
Give me about 10 seconds or 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system. Let me see if I can find another SDR or my local antenna and get a second opinion right now, Roger.
Okay, the original antenna, the antenna one right now is the touch-through vertical. I have a pushback R5 for 10 to 20 meters that works pretty well. I have a nice beam up the attic of my garage that's disassembled. That's disassembled and waiting for the funding for a rotor to come rolling through so that I can put that back up and get it working. It was really, really nice having that years ago.
Roger. And so you're down around an 8 on your mic gain. Is that a Roger?
So you're down around an 8 on your mic gain. Is that a Roger?
I'm going to have to start taking notes. Let me switch back to mic gain. We'll see what we got. My mic gain is set at an 8. I can bring it down if you wish.
No, I would leave it there. The thing is, when on your mic gain, when you start getting in those low numbers like a 5, 3, something like that, it's indicative that the mic level is hot. In other words, normally you would want that mic gain to be at a 30, 40, 50, somewhere up in there. And by the fact that you're down there around an 8 or so indicates that that mic is really hot coming into your radio. And at some point, you know, it'd probably be lower, like around a 3, it could start to overload your front end of your radio. If you follow what I'm saying there.
Load your front end of your radio. If you follow what I'm saying there.
I understand. I tell you what, I'm going to let you take someone else, and I'm going to put I'm going to put my desk mic back on this radio and see what we've got. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that would. Is it handy?
Yeah, that would. Is it handy?
Yeah, it takes. Well, yeah, it won't take. It takes me. I have to pop the face off of this radio to plug it in, but yeah, I can do that pretty quick. Hang on.
Alrighty, because I am catching some distortion, and I'm wondering if it might be mic overload because your mic level is so low, and you're getting obviously a correct ALC level, so it just seems like that mic is really hot going into your mic. Yeah, I would like to see your radio mic level around a 30 or 40 or 50, somewhere in there. So we'll see when you get that desk mic plugged in where it goes.
Somewhere in there. So we'll see when you get that desk mic plugged in where it goes.
Yeah, I've got the desk mic on. I had to put the gain up to 30. I'll bet you that's a whole bunch better.
Oh, Jesus, just beautiful. I think we're on the track of something here now. That you won't believe the difference that makes. And maybe if you listen back to your audio, you'll hear what I'm saying there. All right, so let's move to 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system again, if you would like.
15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system again, if you would like.
Okay, my antenna system's a bushcraft R5 vertical, sitting up about 20 feet on a tower, anchored to the side of my garage so it doesn't tip over, and the antenna we're using right now is a Hustler, ground-mounted vertical.
Roger. Now, really check your radio real quick to see if you have your bump to your clarifier on there. We're at, should be 718800. Check your frequency real quick, because it sounds like it might be just a tad high now.
Check your frequency real quick, because it sounds like it might be just a tad high now.
Yeah, okay, and I locked it too, so we can't make that mistake again. ALC looks pretty good right here.
Yes, sir. However, you're thin now, but we're on the right track, and this microphone is a whole lot better, sir, than what you were running. Yeah, you were so hot that you were actually distorted in your mic front end because that mic was so high output. Roger?
Mic front end because that mic was so high output. Roger?
Okay, I'm going to make a couple of quick adjustments. Take me a few minutes to make all these adjustments. I watched a YouTube video about a fella adjusting his microphone on this radio, and he said he spent a lot of time talking to a fellow who helped him set it up, so it worked pretty well. And it actually sounds like I think he was talking to you. I'm going to put it back to those settings and see what we get.
I'd prefer that we just go ahead from here, sir. Your mid-range is flat, Roger?
That we just go ahead from here, sir. Your mid-range is flat, Roger?
Okay, so let me get back to the mid-range.
Yeah, mid-range should be flat, should have been flat, should always be flat. Mid-range should always be flat.
Flat should always be flat. Mid-range should always be flat.
Not to overmake a point, but the mid-range should always be flat.
Overmake a point, but the mid-range should always be flat.
Get a tattoo on the forehead. Mid-range is always flat.
Get a tattoo on the forehead. Mid-range is always flat.
Probably be better on your arm or something. Not many people can see their forehead. Not their forehead, anyway, unless they're really strange.
Not their forehead, anyway, unless they're really strange.
Hello, Barney. What are we doing?
Hello, Barney. What are we doing?
I'm heading for the mid-range adjustment. I'm probably off frequency again. Too many buttons to push.
Yeah, one of those days. Welcome to my world.
Yeah, one of those days. Welcome to my world.
All right, so we're mid-range flat now, Roger.
All right, so we're mid-range flat now, Roger.
The mid-range frequency is at 1300. The level is 0, and the bandwidth is 6.
Excellent, excellent. Now, go to your bass EQ, crank in +3 bass EQ boost. Bass +3 boost from where it is.
Bass +3 boost from where it is.
It's set at 10 right now. I can't go any higher.
On your bass, that's the bottom one. That's like 150 cycles or something like that.
The bottom one, that's like 150 cycles or something like that.
Yes, sir. Bass, the bottom, bass.
Yes, sir. Bass, the bottom, bass.
You have to go up in the menu to get to the bass. Oh, it's backwards to me. Okay, I went up 3. What's that do for it?
It's coming along. Give me two more boost bass from where it is.
It's coming along. Give me two more boost bass from where it is.
Okay, now we got it up to a 5.
All right. Now tell me what you like about your radio again.
Tell me what you like about your radio again.
I like my radio because it's starting to work a little bit better. I hope we get there tonight.
Yes, sir. Me too. I think you're there, sir. I would like to hear you. If you have a little radio story to give me, I would appreciate that. And I think everything is copacetic now.
Appreciate that, and I think everything is copacetic now.
Okay, after several years of trying, I finally got my license. I built the station. I got it on the air. I finally got my wife interested and managed to ship her off to a couple of local courses, and we actually got her a license. She even passed her code test. That was an act of God.
All right, very good. I think we're there. I think we are there, Barney. Where are you located, Barney?
Are there, Barney? Where are you located, Barney?
I'm in Grafton, New York. I'm about 20 miles northeast of Albany, New York, the capital of New York State.
Excellent. I had not written that down for some reason, but I got you now. All right, I think we have it done. And again, we're going to try something new this time. So when you go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's KC9VKV logbook. And that will take you to our 1900 QSO-VLOGs. And this one should be right at the top, #1. Now, the thing is, when you have a big list like that, YouTube doesn't always make the transition to change the nomenclature of the list. But it will be cut #1 on the KC9VKV logbook page. It will be #1, and we will have it posted around noon tomorrow. Roger?
Have it posted around noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, Jim. I wrote that down. I took a note. It'll be interesting to hear myself. So you think we've arrived, and that's great news, because tomorrow's sweepstakes and the way I'm going to go. I got the top score in my area, in my division here, in the Hudson Division last year for the grouping I was in. So I'm going to see if I can do a little better this year.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Now, one other thing before we go, after we've done all this EQ stuff, I want you to go back to your ALC and double-check that your proper level is mid-scale to 2/3. Because when you do all this EQ stuff, you got to go back at the end and verify that you're still mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Back at the end and verify that you're still mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger. And yes, I have to say we're usually running mid-scale, and on the peaks we're getting up close to the end.
Okay, now I think you changed mic position from that last time than what you were before. So I want you to be very deliberate about your placement to that microphone. I want you to go 1 inch closer than where you were on that last transmission.
I want you to go 1 inch closer than where you were on that last transmission.
Okay, I believe I'm a little bit closer right here. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, sir. It's like you walk through the door.
Yes, sir. It's like you walk through the door.
Okay, I was a little far away before, so it sounds better when I'm up a little closer to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just crystal clear. Make a note of where you are. Run that mic only that way, Roger. And what you might want to do is, for the next week or so, why don't you just pull up your ALC and watch your ALC as something to do, and start developing a relationship with your ALC and your voice. And in other words, as you look at the ALC, you'll realize what your voice is doing, and you'll be able to command the ALC to do what you want it to do just by looking at it as you're speaking, Roger.
To do what you want it to do just by looking at it as you're speaking, Roger.
I've got you, Jim. I just made one more click here. I adjusted the microphone has a low and a high range switch in the bottom of the mic. I put it up to the higher range. Does that help at all?
You thinned out amazing. You don't want that. You just thinned out too much. You're very thin. Go back to where it was.
You just thinned out too much. You're very thin. Back to where it was.
Barney, I'm starting to lose you, sir. You want to be full fidelity. I have a QSO-VLOG on my logbook that talks about what happens when you thin out versus full range. You should check that out also. It's called QSO or let's see, QSO or contest. That's in that logbook. It's about the 5th cut or so. QSO or contest, and it graphically shows what happens when you roll off that bottom end and get sharp. Your volume just drops in half, at least, or even more. Roger.
Your volume just drops in half, at least, or even more. Roger.
Okay, I've got you. I brought the switch back in the microphone to where it should be. Is that helping any?
All right, and be sure and work that mic, maybe 2 inches away. Let me hear you 2 inches away from that microphone.
Maybe 2 inches away. Let me hear you 2 inches away from that microphone.
Yeah, Barney, I'm starting to lose you, sir. Try one more time, 2 inches away from your mic.
Barney, I'm starting to lose you, sir. Try one more time, 2 inches away from your mic.
Okay, I'm about 2 inches away from the mic in this position here. The ALC looks very good.
Yes, sir. Run with it like that. Roger, Roger.
Yes, sir. Run with it like that. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger, Jim. I thank you for your time.
Yes, sir, Barney. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and may your contest go well. Roger.
Weekend, and may your contest go well. Roger.
Roger, Roger. 73, Jim. KC9VKV. 73, KB2QDY.
Roger, Roger, Barney. 73, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Hey, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Net. Hey, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.